Welcome back to another episode of Three's a Charm podcast. My name is Kanaya, and I have with me here my lovely co-host,
Destiny.
Nikki.
Yeah, so thank you again for tuning in. We know it's been a while, but we're back. And if you tuned into the promo video, you know we got a lot in store. So, yeah, what's everybody been up to? I know it's been, months, so what has happened?
Well, we all celebrate a birthday, right? Right?
Not her yet.
Not
but we
sorry,
did.
Nikki. Sorry.
We
It's
did.
Gemini
Pisces season.
Yeah.
You know, we in Aries now. But yeah, it was our birthday. So I guess that's something new. A year older.
How do you feel about being 26?
I feel like that. I know the last time we talked about like our frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Like, no, like everything literally makes sense now. And I mean, being 26, I mean, it's only been a week for me, but I mean, I low key feel it. Like it's like, okay, I'm getting older.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's like I'm still young at
True.
the same time. So, you know, it's just like another age. But I think like everything is really like coming into like fruition, like to my mind, like when like things that I didn't understand before, I understand a lot better. And then like those little more like I guess like complex situations, I'm able to like navigate them a little bit better now. From my, I guess like our 1 year anniversary of frontal lobe being developed. So yeah, I guess that's somewhat of like being 26, like a little snippet. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it. I feel like when I turned 25, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a big age.
Mm-hmm.
And now being 26, it's like you're kind of closer to 30 than you were the year before. And I feel like I have this whole thing with the age 30 where I'm just like, there's a lot that I want to do before I'm 30. There was a lot that I wanted to do before I was 25.
Mm-hmm.
And timelines were not, we're not the same as I thought. So it's just like kind of embracing aging and embracing like timelines changing on what you thought life would look like before you actually live life.
No, for real.
So yeah.
I def thought I was going to be married and have
At 25.
I thought I was gonna be like
It's crazy because when I was in middle school and like early high school, I remember all the girls would be like, yes, when I'm 25, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have my first kid. And I used to be sitting there like, there's no way. I mean, I'm from Ohio, so they damn near are doing that. But different timelines for different people. But for me, I feel like the same old gym, tan, laundry.
gym, tan, laundry, period.
Love Jersey Shore.
All right.
Well, other than that, like our birthdays too, like what have we been like up to?
Honestly, for me, I haven't really been up so much. I mean, I took a DJing class. I want to get into DJing.
Hey.
So that's kind of what
That's
we took a
something
DJing
new.
class. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Side quests.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think you have a new side quest.
That was the DJing
okay.
class. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all both did it.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
How was it? Like, I know nothing about DJing, so
I mean, I feel like
Give
it
me-
was a good intro, like for someone that has never like did like anything on a mixing board. Like, I feel like it was good. It was like 2 hours, I think.
Mhm.
They showed us like how to use it. We like mixed a few songs, I think.
Yeah.
They gave us time to. So
And they told us like the products and stuff to
Mhm.
buy. I don't know. I always said I would love to be a DJ, but then I would be the worst DJ because I'm like, y'all just go and listen to what the fuck I want to hear. You know?
well, I mean, essentially, yeah. But then again, I feel like you do have a good.
I ain't reading the room. I want to hear this
Oh,
right
no.
now.
Man,
Y'all
you
be
need to
quiet.
remove them. Like even like if you actually were to like put like for at there, I feel like you would be a good DJ because you have a good range of like a music catalog. So I definitely think like you could do it for real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talk about new side quests. I guess I can add. I did a pottery class, so that was something that was new for me. So like I made like a, I guess you can say like a 2026 like tentative like things I want to do, kind of like a bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first thing that I wanted to accomplish, like, or like kind of like a new habit that I would like to add. It was pretty cool. It literally like, it was 2 hours, but like the instructor, like she gave us like a, I want to say like 5-minute demonstration. And she was like, all right, go back. And then, you know, we got your clay. And it's kind of like just trial and error. But the first like, I'm gonna say like the first time like I did it, I mean, I made like a bowl. And then after that, I struggled like the entire time. But like during that time, like I didn't think about nothing. Like all I was thinking about was just like creating this object.
Mhm.
And like, I mean, like when I'm trying to like pick out my new hobbies, like I'm considering like doing more classes for pottery, but I do want to do like other things like you know, potentially like become a plant mom, because I mean,
Okay.
previously I had plants, but they died. So I mean, maybe I killed them, but either way, but I do want to be more like handsy. Like as we're getting older, I feel like, you know, that's something that's like speaks to like the nurturing side of me. So like
Mhm.
taking like being, you know, handsy, or like being able to, you know, plant my own food or whatever it is. So those are some things that I'm looking forward to, like in this new journey of, you know, being closer to 30 than anything. So
It's still young.
I mean, yeah, we're still young. I mean, 30 is still young, but
Yeah, I feel
20s,
like
you still got to work hard. So
I feel like with age nowadays, everyone is like, oh my God. Like you have 30-year-old people who are like, oh my God, COVID, I'm still 25. And then you have 25-year-old people that are like, oh my God, I'm so old. It's like, let's just vibe. Like,
That's
I
why I
mean,
mentioned,
okay.
that's why I mentioned like embracing your age, because social media will have you thinking like you either too far, like you got a lot to go, and I feel like we all do, but it's also like being present,
mhm.
because you're only gonna be this age once.
Yes.
so-
'Cause it's my biggest cringe when I'm out and I meet someone and I'm like, oh, like, how old are you? And they're like, 29. Like, bruh,
Just
like,
say it.
stop playing. Stop playing. Unless you're like, I don't know. I feel like I would start to feel like I'm old once I got to like mid to late 40s.
I mean,
Forever
it's
young.
not old.
Forever
Old
young.
people. I done been around old people.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like too, like with our society, like the life expectancy is not 100. It's not 80. So 25 compared to like the average of like most people, you know, pass around maybe 50, 60. Like
no,
No,
I think,
it's
no,
like
people are at
77.
least people
It's
are
like
living.
77. It's
people
like
are living longer,
76,
I think people are living
77.
longer with the economy that we're in.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like 77,
I ain't-
76
Yeah.
is like the life expectancy in the
Let-
US.
So yeah, around 20s. I mean, no, around 76 to 79. So even 80. So 40 is half the time. So I mean, 20-ish, half of 40. So I guess like we making it there. But yeah, like it's just, you know, making different decisions
Mhm.
just because you are getting older.
Even my grandma's 73, and you wouldn't even know it. She'd be sending me her selfies. She'd be like, oh, I just did this, I just did that. She'd be walking. She never had a driver's license, so she's so like active.
Mhm.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that sounds like we all have a lot of things to look forward to with this year, a lot of great things going on. So, yeah, now that we've caught everyone up on what we've been doing, we did realize that there's a lot of things that the viewers don't know about us, a lot of stories, moments, and topics that don't usually come up. So, we're excited to introduce you to our new segment called Behind the Charm, where we'll tell you a little bit about us, some untold stories. So, for our first segment, we're going to focus on things that you may not know about us.
This may be very hard to believe, but some things someone may not know about me is I am actually very shy. I know everyone be like, oh my God, girl, you're not. I actually am. And I feel like the reason, like not the reason, but like the way I show up now and like interact with people, it's like something that I've learned over time. Like when I was a little kid, I was literally that kid that was like alone. I wouldn't talk. Like you couldn't even get me to say my name. Like people who know me like back home, when they see me like out and about now, they're like, that is not the same girl. But when I left home, I realized like if you don't talk, like damn near, like if I move to a new city and I'm still acting shy and doing this dumb shit, then I won't make friends and I'll just go home. So I learned how to be more social naturally, I think, because I do like getting to know new people. But I'll say like the shyness comes in is like I have to mentally prepare before like every social interaction that I have. That's why like when people are like, oh, are you going out? I'm like, nah, I didn't mentally prepare to go outside today. And like the downside of that is I feel like when I'm like alone and I get home, I literally sit and I like replay every like social interaction that I had that day. And I'm like, damn, did I say too much? Did they say too much? What didn't they say? What are like verbal cues that they may have had. And I low-key be psychoanalyzing hella people. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah.
Okay.
I could believe that. I could believe that.
When you say that, I'm surprised because I feel like you're very extroverted, but I get that though.
I get it. I mean, I feel like I was the same way. Like,
Low-key, everything that I say, like I always say, like my intrusive thoughts like win. It's like
No, they be funny.
I be trying to hold it in so bad, but it's like the Green Goblin mask talking to me. Like, you have to say this. Especially if I'm like, I don't know, I feel like you can tell I'm the most nervous if I just start saying just like a bunch of random shit in like spurts, because I'm like, fuck, what do I do?
get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out.
It's so bad. But yeah, I am shy. But I'll say one big thing. I'm shy, not insecure. There's a difference. Yeah.
It is. What they say, I remember, what is it? Closed mouths don't get fed. So
That's what my mom would say to
yeah,
me.
exactly. That's what my dad used to say to me because I used to be the same way. Like, I would hide behind my parents. Like, I don't want to talk to you. But yeah, I realized the same thing. Like, you ain't nothing gonna happen for you if you don't talk. So, can completely agree. I guess I can say for me, I guess I'm a talker too. However, I'm also a writer. So like I've always written down literally everything. So like at the age of 12, my birthday, my Aunt Donna gave me a journal. And from there, I've always written like every year. So like I have so many journals 'cause I just write literally everything, like how I feel, because honestly, like I can talk to other people, but I mean, like I have y'all know I have a twin sister. Like I tell her everything, but when you have a booklet and you writing, like you can revisit those times and be like, dang, I went through that. And so like when I do get to go back and read my stuff, like I'm like, wow, like I have, grown from this area and I have now, come this far. So I enjoy writing. I try to write every day just because emotionally I have to regulate, my mental, and I don't know, it's because I moved to New York, but I don't want to say like I've become more like, but then again, like I feel like I have because, these trains, sometimes the train's delayed or sometimes, somebody in your way or somebody's just being like, it's always an inconvenience. So I found myself like writing more because of, small inconveniences. So that's something that I guess you can say near and dear to me, to like when I was younger. I don't know if y'all ever read or wrote on Wattpad.
Yeah,
growing up, yeah.
Wattpad is literally why I'm so delusional.
Yes. So literally for me, so like on Wattpad, like I would literally read like so much, but I also like write my own like short stories and books as well. So I was literally like revisiting that like I want to say like 2 weeks ago, I was revisiting my Wattpad. And I was looking, I was like, okay, I got a little couple, like 1,000 views on like my stories. I'm like, okay, I did this when I was, 13, 14. So I'm like, whoa, like, what if I do this again? But writing is, I guess, something that's a lot of people don't know about me. One, because I talk a lot, but I don't talk about a lot of things that I write about. I mean, because it's mostly like personal stuff. But if I'm not talking about it, I'm most definitely writing about it. So
yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. I like to write a lot. And I do like to go back, how you said, and like be like, damn, like I went through this. Because I feel like a lot of times, I don't know, I feel like writing also helps me see like my patterns over time. Because like sometimes I go back and I'm like gonna write something, but I'm like, okay, let's see like what happened in the past. And I look and I'm like, damn, you still complaining about the same shit. So then I'm like, okay, it's time.
Exactly. You gotta change. Exactly. And even like with those moments, like I'm able to write out, all right, this is what it is. I now have addressed the issue. Now I need to write out an action step plan, step by step, so I can figure out what I need to do. So definitely you figure out your patterns. You figure out how you are for real when you're writing. So that's definitely like a good, I guess, habit to have. But I just enjoy just to do it. Like I write down everything. Literally, if I don't write it down, it ain't happening. I can't acknowledge it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess for me, I don't know. I spent some time kind of thinking about this. I wrote down a couple of things, but I think one of the ones like that stood out the most, I'm extremely like family oriented. I don't know if a lot of people like know that about me, but me and my family were extremely close. And then I think just coming into this year, I know we touched on like our birthdays a little bit more, but I think just letting people show up for you was one of the things that I have a hard time doing.
Mhm.
So whenever I had my birthday, I invited like all these people, my friends, my family, like everyone came. And I was just like, you know what? This like people will show up for you. You just have to let people do that.
Mhm.
So I don't really know how I got here, but yeah, I guess that's one thing that people may not know.
No, I do feel that because I feel like I don't know. That's what we saying. I have my moments where I'm like awkward. Like even for my birthday, I don't know. I won't even say I'm doing something for my birthday. I'll be like, "Oh, are y'all free on this day?"
Yes. And then you go to the calendar. I'm like, wait, that's your birthday. Why you didn't say that?
So embarrassing trying to get people to hang out with you on your birthday.
Yeah, I
But
don't.
why do you think that is embarrassing though?
Oh, I get
don't
what
know,
you're
I
saying.
feel
Because I'd be the
so
same way.
awkward. That's why a lot of times, like, if I want to do something, like, I don't even tell people, like, okay, I'm just gonna like go and do this by myself. If it's like,
Literally.
I don't know, I don't like being like let down or
Okay, that's
disappointed.
what
Yeah.
that was gonna be my next question. Is it
So,
embarrassing
like,
or the feeling of being like people may not show up?
That's-
or-
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
feeling of
I
being
feel that.
disappointed.
I
Because then
feel
if I'm let down, I'm like, damn, you don't fuck with me.
And
Even
I,
though
and
I know it's not
exactly,
that,
and I don't want to. I
yeah.
don't even want to put that on you.
Yeah.
Because I know it's probably not the case. However, if you know this is my special day and I'm special to you at least, or you care about me at least, like you know, you would make some type of effort. But to the point you were saying, like you got to let some people just kind of show up for you, and just if they do, then you're.
And if they don't all the
And if they
time, it
don't-
doesn't mean that they don't.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
life happens. There
Yeah.
are things that go on. So
I'm also lazy. I don't like to plan anything. Like, that's why I'm like, the
Wow,
birthday
love.
thing, Fatia is planning the whole. Listen, I would just show, like, that's why I only tell like a small group of people, because like once it starts getting into, oh, it's a prefix, this, I don't feel like coordinating that. So I'll put as least people for it to be. We can all do a la carte and have a good time. Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
yeah. Well, all right. So that's our first segment. So stay tuned. We'll have some untold stories.
That was just a
Things about
intro.
it.
Y'all got a little basic view,
Yeah.
so real surface,
Story.
real surface
My
level.
crazy life.
Yeah, got something for you.
But moving along, I know recently the Jay-Z GQ interview came out, and he had some pretty interesting quotes. I know he discussed, I guess, the conversation about him being labeled as a capitalist, and he kind of brought up him being, I guess, more realistic than idealistic. So I kind of wanted to get y'all thoughts on like how y'all view life and how y'all like approach it as well, whether you're more realistic, more idealistic.
Anyways, before I jump into the idealistic or realistic discussion, like I would
Mhm.
say about the capitalist system, he said he make art and he gets compensated from his art, right? And he was like, he don't take advantage of anyone. He didn't take an advantage of a ripple in the capitalist structure.
And basically it exists.
Exactly. He was like, this structure exists, and like we
Gotta
can't basically be
operate within
saying
it.
that he a part of it. And I get it, but it's like too when we have individuals like Jay-Z, and granted, I love Jay-Z, you know, I love my black folks, but I'm just coming from, you know, a class that's not a part of the, you know.
Mhm.
So like with this, like I get why he's saying it, but then again, it's like when we look at people like Jay-Z or others who are in this, you know, these higher up, you know, or higher influence positions, it's kind of like, how can you say that you're not a part of this structure when you literally benefit from the structure often? So it's like, you know, if you are a part of the class that owns the majority of the means of production or labor, like you're going to use someone or be a part of the system. So I just want to say that. But in terms of like idealistic or realistic approach, I guess previously I've been kind of idealistic, just because I've just have always been an optimistic or altruistic person about, things in life. Like, it's always something can change. It's going to, it has to change. Like, we have to want better, or there has to be like a better opportunity for, something. But as I've gotten older, I realized that I can't be as naive into thinking that people are just, like what I think is, what it's supposed to be. Like, I realized, like, moving here, I mean, we're from the South, but moving here, like, people, you can't just think that people are going to be good because you think they should be good. Like, I realize they're not, like, people aren't just innately good. Like, that's not, like, you can't just think, like, yeah, this person is good in front of you because they look like they are. No, that would be crazy to think that this person, wouldn't have the ability to do something to harm you. So now I feel like my view has changed, and it's kind of like a blend of the two. Like, I definitely feel like you can definitely have big, audacious, like, dreams, though you need to have a structured plan behind that audacious big plan, because you have to have something in place for you to at least say, all right, this is what I'm going to do. So I think, like, getting older, your viewpoint has to kind of have a blend of both. Can't really, like, pick, one or the other, but I think that now it's like a blend of both, because you gotta kind of
Be real.
Be real, but you can still have dreams of bigger things, not knocking yourself or trying to keep yourself, like, it doesn't have to be like crazy big, like, regardless if it's just going to school, going to college, whatever. So I guess a blend now, but previously I definitely was like, no, this could be better. Like, we don't gotta have it like this if we don't have to. Like, for real, I thought world hunger we could cure, things like that. No. So
I still feel like I'm more of like a idealistic person. And that's something that I'm kind of working on, because I think for me, I'm always like, oh, like, this should be this way. I should, like, feel this way. People should act this way. And, like, always having that mindset is always going to set you up for, like, disappointment. And it's also going to make you, like, feel like, dang, like, I have the control. And a lot of times you don't have the control. And sorry, I lost my point. And when you don't, it kind of brings up this feeling of, like, shame, because you're like, well, dang, I thought that I could, like, control the situation. I thought I could control this outcome, or like you said, the things that are going on in the world. Like, yeah, like, we can make an impact, but sometimes there are larger systems at hand where it's just like, we got to be realistic about it too. So I feel like as I get older, I am trying to move more towards the realistic approach to life and how I view things as well, because things are just sometimes just black and white. Like, you can have dreams or, want things to look different, but sometimes you just got to see them for what they are. So.
No, that's true. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I always, like, internally debate, because how you said you feel like you can have control over situations or, like, outcomes or even people. And I always, like, I guess, checked within myself that a lot of times that's, like, your ego, like, telling you, like, because I am this way or I am this, other people should be like that. And I feel like a lot of times I've learned to just, like, obviously show up as myself and, like, let people reveal who they are over time. That's why I say I do, like, a lot of, like, internal processing of, like, what did they say? What didn't they say? Because I feel like, I don't know, people get mad at me because I'm like, I, like, notice your patterns over time and how I feel like interacting with you over time. And then I'll just, like, silently, like, disengage without reason. So a lot of people be like, damn, what happened? We're so cool. But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you try to control the situation and you try to, like, push people to change, like, who they are, it, like, never sticks, because it's like, you change because you want to. If your change is sparked by someone telling you to, you're always going to revert back to, like, who you are. But for this approach in life, I'll say I was always very realistic. And I think that's because of, like, how I was raised. Like, I always took everything as, like, face value, because, like, I know there's a lot of people that would be like, oh, like, I didn't mean it like that. But I'm like, how else am I supposed to take what you said and what you're doing any other way but how you're actually doing it. But I will say, like, going through life like that, especially as someone who like likes history and like all these things, I feel like it made me very pessimistic. And I feel like people could sense I was a little bit like indifferent to like a lot of things. Just because like, I don't know, I feel like once I like see things clearly, I can't like unsee it. But I feel like that like line of thinking does make you like kind of like cold and like more hesitant to try things, because you're like, if I already know like what the limit is, like why even try? So as I've gotten older, I have tried to be a little bit more idealistic, and I feel like that's helped me, because like before, like growing up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna live in Cincinnati, I'm gonna die in Cincinnati, that's just my life, I love it here. And like everyone like stays home, they built their family there, da 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 da. But I'll say like what sparked it is like my first day in undergrad, because I went to school like back home. One day I was just like, what if I didn't live here anymore? Like, what if I wasn't like quiet? What if I just changed like who I am and my circumstances? And that's why I think it's interesting that Jay-Z did say that he's more of a realist, because I feel like even if you look at his circumstances, like where he came from, you don't get really far in life without being a little bit idealist, because it's like you have to think outside of yourself and outside of the box. But even how you were saying, like, I don't know, I say like sometimes if you're too idealistic, you can be naive, but if you're too realist, then you're like, I don't know, like you won't, you'll just be more complacent. And the realism gives you awareness, but the idealism gives you like movement to do. So yeah, I be trying to not see things for how they are sometimes, but yeah, a good mix of both, I think.
Okay. That's cool to know, though. I said mix, you said idealistic, you said real. So it's pretty cool to have.
Get that from my mom. Listen, my mom, that's one thing I will say I do appreciate about like my parents, is they always told me how things were like straight. Like I never had this like rose colored like glasses on like how life was, because they were very transparent for me. And that's why I do like getting to know different people, because like for a long time, I don't know, when you're in like a bubble, you just automatically assume everyone thinks like you. And that is not the case. Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah, as we talk about the interview and I guess that part of it, he also mentioned battling in hip hop and then stan culture as well. So what were kind of y'all thoughts on that?
I feel like stan culture, like even outside of rap, overall, it's just, I don't know, I feel like everyone is under like a mass psychosis or something, because whether it's like NBA Twitter, NFL Twitter, there's a bunch of faceless people hiding behind like the profile picture of their favorite celebrity or person, and they're just spewing BS. But I don't know, I feel like, because he was saying how it does make battling in rap, like I do feel like a lot of people have not moved on past the beef, which is why the stans are annoying. But I do think, I don't know, I feel like it's a core tenet of like what hip hop is, and I think it should stay. And I don't know, stans are gonna stan.
Yeah.
Gotta ignore them.
Yeah.
Gotta touch grass.
Especially when they have a platform, like you said, with social media. I feel like before, like, if there was beef, like, yeah, people would maybe, like, talk about it. It would be on, like, TV, maybe in, like, magazines and stuff, but it wasn't as big of, like, a thing.
Yeah.
Where you can hear, like, or see everyone's opinion on it. Everyone's trying to connect the dots. Everyone has something to say. People are doxing other people. Like, it's just kind of insane. But I feel like also him, like, talking about it and was like, oh, like, it kind of went too far. I thought it was interesting because I feel like even his like rap beef, like people probably deemed that as too far. So just him getting like older and I guess more mature now, he's like, oh, well, it's not like worth it. But then for rappers now, you're probably like, well, you did it too. So I thought that was an interesting like take or stand, but I'm also not surprised.
Yeah, because I mean, we be forgetting Jay-Z like 60 years old.
True, that's why I'm like, he's not a YN, so like
He said he don't even got social media. He said that ain't for me. So he know what's going on, but he said he not for it. I mean, I guess like you need like in a way like you kind of need stands to happen or to be a part of hip hop in general, or music in general. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a group of people. Like
But it's annoying because it's like, I don't know, I feel like even like, I don't know, online, I feel like people use online as like, I don't know if it's like revenge, like they get to say what they
yes,
can't
it's not
say
real.
in real
Exactly.
life. So they take
Like-
it out on people. So I can get it from that perspective because like
Yeah.
we know our clip, everyone thinks I'm a Drake hater because what I said. I like Drake, okay? Just to put that out there. But I don't know. I always say the worst stands you'll meet on like line, they'll have a Drake Avi, they'll have a LeBron James Avi.
not too bad.
Yeah,
Or
never
a
them,
Nicki
never
Minaj-
themselves.
Or a Nicki Minaj Avi. I say LeBron stands are like barbs, like
They don't mess around.
They don't.
They'd be like
They
my
don't.
glorious king.
They're wrong.
They don't miss a moment. But no, I think that's pretty interesting. While we're on the topic of hip hop, I know Jack Harlow recently released his new album called Monica. And a lot of people had thoughts on him saying that, I guess he got blacker on the new album. So what did y'all think about it? I thought
What is getting
I
black?
thought well, first, can we go over the names for him? Because I wrote some of them down and they were so funny to me. Because it's also funny how like controversy also brings like a lot of eyes towards you, but it doesn't translate to people actually listening
Yeah.
to the album.
yeah.
And I saw he like worked with Robert Glasper. Like he really did try, but it's like,
How people
listen
perceive
to
it.
didn't like
this
it.
or listen to Brandy. Like, we're gonna listen to the real thing. But I saw Most Definitely Not, Proud Boys to Men, Disingenuine, Massa P, January 6th in Park.
Wait, these
They had Uncommon, Tone Deaf.
Thought they were so funny.
wait from the album.
Like people were making fun
Oh.
of it
Oh,
and they was giving him all types of names. I thought that was so funny.
I personally I listened to it too, but too like the whole thing about I just when
Oh, you
I
listened
ever
to the album?
I did.
Oh, what did you think?
I'm saying, well, I mean,
'Cause I haven't
like
listened
some,
to it.
I like some things, but it's just more so like the whole. My initial thought is like, what is getting blacker? Like I understand what what the context is, but when it's not someone who's not of the black community, it's like what does it mean to sound black, or what type of cadence or flow must you achieve to sound or be black? Like we have had artists in the past who have made one song and they sound black on that song, but then any other song doesn't sound like it. So it's like,
Yeah.
And I
what
think
does it mean to get blacker?
I think it's actually interesting too to come out and like say that, like, it's one thing to make the music and it sound like, okay, maybe you want it to be some type of R&B neo, like
Yeah.
something like that, but I don't know.
I mean, granted, like, I will put the music on, like, if I'm driving on a Saturday and it's warm outside. I mean, if I'm just not doing anything, I'd put the music on. I mean, essentially, like, I like a couple of the songs, but it's just like it sounds like he's more so like trying to be like old timey, like he like in a way like brought his like I guess you say his flow. I've been trying to figure out who I can compare him to, because I really can't put my finger like on it, but it's like like who I want to say I cannot compare him to.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't even put it in the air.
He had a moment when
Compare
he was like fake sounding like Drake for a little bit.
Well, then maybe it's just auto-tune. I don't know, but it's
like he was doing his flow like when they were making collabs and stuff together.
Yeah, I really can't compare him to somebody, but I mean, it really just depends on what we consider black, for real. For like, what is the baseline? What is the criteria? Like, 'cause I mean, like some of the have y'all listened to? I mean, I like a couple of songs. Like, I like Trade Places, Living Alone, and all my friends. Like, they were cool.
I mean, I used to listen to Jack Harlow a lot because he's from Kentucky. So
Oh.
yeah, I was like, I used to listen to Jack Harlow a lot. I liked his music when he first came out because he was like, I don't know, he was in his like lane. Like, he made good music for the time. I mean, I was also like 17, so your taste changes over time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Is he getting invited to the cookout though?
No.
I don't know how people be saying that.
I don't do that.
No, you don't invite people to the cookouts. No, y'all the first people I done heard that. You know, people like to use that real quick. They have.
Oh no, they do.
We have friends that are.
Yeah.
Like us. So okay.
Yeah, but no, I thought that was interesting.
It's March Madness, baby.
Yeah, go straight into it.
Yeah.
Literally, I am elated because last night both of my teams won. Duke won number one seed for the men's team. We beat St. John's yesterday. I was literally praying every 2 seconds. Like, it was such a close game. And all these games for Duke in general has been very close games, but now we have reached Elite Eight as well. Well, Cameron Boozer won. He was going off. They even compared the man to Larry Bird, and I ain't never heard anybody get compared.
I think he had like
in college
2010 and 4.
Yeah.
In college compared to Larry Bird. And I love me some Larry Bird because he's Celtic. So that was something that was, cool to see. I mean, one, he's a twin. So, I mean, Caden was doing his thing, but Cameron was going off. Him and Isaiah Evans definitely were a dynamic duo last night.
I was also going to say, I didn't realize before, I guess March Madness that the other twin was he's pretty solid.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say he's
solid.
He's comparable to his brother. Yeah,
he exceeds.
But I didn't realize he was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So more Caden. I mean, they both bring the ball, but Cameron drives strong to the basket. Like Caden is kind of he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's solid.
He can facilitate really good.
Yes, but Cameron last night he did his job. Like he had us in the game. He kept Duke in the game. As well as the girls' game last night, too. Ooh, they were really close. They played against LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. That was a close game. It was literally, 2 seconds left, and they end up hitting a buzzer beater. Who hit the buzzer beater? Ashlyn, yeah. Ashlyn Johnson hit the buzzer beater last night, and I was hyped as ever last night. I'm just like, okay.
To have two teams.
Exactly. The Elite Eight is because usually if you have your men's team in, your women's team either fall up fairly quickly or it's the opposite. So just having both those teams in there, even though I have all my haters. I'm
dead.
Never going for Duke.
Haters. I'm very proud of the Duke Blue Devils in there and their journey in March Madness. So.
I feel like this is the first year I've actually really watched March Madness. I feel like I've always been around of it just because the nature of the industry that I work in. But I will say the games have actually been entertaining. I mean, I always root for everything Ohio, so I have no stake in this. I did pick Arizona as my person, and we did have a bracket. I am in second place.
Yeah.
For me, and I have still to after the Elite Eight going into the Final Four, I have Duke, Illinois, Arizona, and unfortunately Michigan, but I'll give credit where credit is due.
Illinois is doing their thing too. Whoa.
I'm surprised because I had Houston, Duke, Arizona, and I think Michigan too.
We're gonna see.
Yeah,
you're having your women's.
I love it.
But it's so interesting though, because I feel like whenever I talk about March Madness around people and how when I was in high school and middle school, it's such a big thing. They would bring out the TV,
exactly.
We would watch it in class all day, and people are no, they didn't do that. I'm like, wait,
literally,
literally. That was a tradition. Y'all do that?
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, I feel like we were I feel like Ohio's more football, college football adjacent. I do remember actually, low-key we did when it was the Big East and it would be UC versus Xavier. Yeah, we actually did do that. Yeah, we did do that.
Yeah, here, I be trying to definitely try to let the kids know that I work with, like, this is going on right now. And they're like, I don't. I'm like, what? We used to watch this in school. Like, so.
I feel like it's been really good, like you said. There was a few upsets. I know UNC getting beat. So sad. The first round. Then we hired our then our coach got
is crazy.
But I always said that. Well, not always said, but going into the brackets, I was like, they could be beat. We were without our best player, Caleb Wilson. Like, he's a lottery pick. We were without him, so we definitely could have been beat. But I wasn't expecting a first round exit, so that was sad. So
yeah, that it was kind of sad. I was kind of, I mean, as a Duke fan, I wanted y'all to, keep going. But I mean, it was a good day for me. So
that's what
I was about to say.
The teams I hate, like when it comes to like the Ravens or the Steelers, then the Browns are shitty. But when it comes to those two teams, I be hoping that they get far, so they could lose an even like more heartbreaking fashion,
right?
Kill their fans inside even more.
I'd be like, just go ahead.
Like first round, y'all don't need you to win now. Already, like y'all don't gotta worry about nothing. Y'all don't gotta stress.
I want y'all to get
stress exactly
and get it snatched away.
Just like that.
Crazy. But yeah, so like you said, we still have the bracket challenge going. We have Swoops in first, you're in second, I'm in third, and we'll see who comes out.
A lot of basketball going on.
No, it is. And then just moving on to the WNBA, I know they came to agreement on the CBA, and definitely something we want to talk about as it's pretty monumental. So
yes, how many days left of Women's History Month? In Women's History Month, a lot has happened for the WNBA, the CBA. This is very like remarkable for the league, but for the players, like the players, they aren't just athletes. Like they are the face. Like they are the reasons why, women's sports in general in the US is, thriving. Like basketball, the basketball market in general is thriving. And I mean, it's definitely helped other leagues in the forefront, like just when it comes to, growth and having that like investment model. But it took a long time to get here. Over I think the players definitely like went on like a strike basically, and they were able to finally settle I guess like a week ago. So now the CBA basically includes that the salary cap will increase from $1.5 million for each team to $7 million. So that is a big jump. And the average salaries now that were before previously was under $100,000. So now it'll be nearly $600,000, and then there will also be like $1 million contracts. So we'll see namely the big players like A'ja Wilson signing those contracts that are $1.4 million fairly soon. And then what's most exciting and what people don't understand about what the WNBA players wanted, like most people thought that they wanted to be played like the NBA players. That is not true. The NBA players has a direct part of the revenue. So that is basically what the WNBA was asking for, like just an increased part of, the part that we, have contributed to. So from the 2% or the 9% that they previously had, it has now grew for the revenue sharing for the players is now 20%. So to go directly to the players, because they're the ones who are, the face and everything like that. But 20% from 9% is a huge jump. So that's definitely one of the main factors that players were trying to push for. And then the third thing was definitely like the quality of life improvement. So that's expanding these rosters. So we've seen that they have, the Portland team. We have the new Toronto team. So we're expanding these rosters. So that means you're gonna have more players to add, but also more gameplay, a longer schedule. Also, more fans, more views, more ticket sales, more concessions, all these things. So they are, already gearing towards, having longevity or expectancy to continue to, enhance the league. But also, too, like one of the other things that was, I guess you can say, near and dear to me because like I'm in sports, but also like the medical field, like every team is also going to have like their own, medical staff now.
It's so crazy.
They didn't have before.
No, they didn't have their own everything. Like now they have their own team doctor. They got their own the athletic trainer. They have diet, nutrition, or
Mhm.
even like the guidelines around what is it, parental protection. Like, you know, of course, like they're going to take time off to have kids or whatever like that. So previously, you know, players may be able to get or may have gotten traded during their pregnancy, and that was, you know, that could be detrimental to, you know, the pregnancy. So it's like
And you
those are
think
things.
even just like outside of that, because there's not, I don't want to say supposedly, but there's civil rights amendments that's supposed to protect against that sort of discrimination. So it's very
I think it's
interesting to
Title
have a
9.
women's, huh?
I think it's Title 9 or 10.
Yeah, like the Equal Protection Act or something like that. Yeah, Title 9. But it's very crazy that you have a league full of women, and you would think, especially just like the different changes that your body goes through on a given like month, on a
Mhm.
day-to-day basis, whatever, that you would prioritize, like you said, like dietitian, having your own medical staff.
Or even being
But
traded while pregnant. Like, that's crazy.
Traded while
Mhm.
pregnant. It's like, I don't know, because it's like in general, I feel like a lot of people in the US are very anti-worker. Like they're always like, why do you think you deserve X, Y, Z in the third?
Mhm.
And then being women, I feel like makes it even harder because there's a lot of false narratives, like you said. People are claiming they want to be paid like the men. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
misinformation. So I think it's good that they got this straightened out. How long does this CBA last for
So
them?
it's 7 years. So
Okay.
it'll start in 2026. And since it's free agency, about 80% of the league are free agents. So they're all going to be a part of this new pay
Thing.
grade that's going to roll out. So that was a good thing when people did start opting out of the CBA. So people will start to, you know,
Wait, do
see
they
this
get
effect this year.
medical insurance through?
Yeah, so
Okay,
now
okay,
they get
okay,
they even
okay.
get charter airplanes now. So previously they were riding what we ride,
Mhm.
going to these games and going places. So they get that, they get housing now. So these things that you would think that they would have, they didn't have. And I mean too, like, you know, they're also owned 50% from the NBA, and that's mostly, you know, men. So too, I think that the WNPA, the Player Association, they definitely did what they needed to do. Spending long hours, like saying we're not gonna play.
Mhm.
And I mean, the WNBA also has to compete with Unrivaled,
Mhm.
and that was created by their own players,
Right.
who's also a part of the Player Association. So it's like they're like, all right, y'all don't want to play us, we can leave because we get paid regardless. So this is historical because the WNBA season doesn't go disrupted this year, which is good. Okay, because I definitely believe that these players were not going to play. Like, we have seen how women in general have, you know, put their foot down, but also these ladies are they're just like cultural like ambassadors. Like, we had the sub buds, you got Asia Wilson, you got
Mhm.
her and her Love Supper with Bam. Like, you have all these different like people a part of the league who, you know, everyone knows. Like, everyone kind of know about women's sports more. So yeah, that's like a synopsis of the.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think you touched on it a little bit because I was curious with them like having the CBA, how did that affect players that were already in the league? So with 80% of the players, I think you said, are going to be free agents. So perfect timing, like you said. So
Yep.
no, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of the WNBA, and then March Madness as well, I know the NFL all season there have been a lot of trades. Yeah, a lot of trades, a botched trade that kind of want to touch on a little bit. So Max Crosby was going to be traded to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. Took the physical. I guess they looked at the results of the physical, decided they didn't want to proceed. So they, you know, backed out of the trade, and then they signed Trey Hendrickson. So kind of wanted to get everyone's thoughts on that, because for me, when I saw the sign, I was like, dang, that could be big for their defense, because honestly, the Ravens defense has lost a lot of people in the last couple of years, and thought that he could be a good addition if he came back fully healthy. But it also reminded me of the Lakers trade with Dalton Knecht and Mark Williams, where it was kind of like, okay, we're going to trade them. But then, like, afterwards, this whole thing came up, and they were like, oh, well, you know, I guess he wasn't healthy. But also, I think it could be, like, a little bit of buyer's remorse because maybe you realize you gave up too much.
Mhm.
And then if you can keep the first round picks and then still sign a player, like,
Mm-hmm.
but what did y'all think? Do y'all think that it was actually like something they saw, or do y'all think it was buyer's remorse?
I feel like it was probably both, but I lean more towards buyer's remorse because
Mhm.
giving up 2 first-round picks in a league where I still don't understand how NFL trades and the compensation even works. 2 first-round picks is a lot, but as soon as the trade was over, I literally said, I bet they're going to go and sign Trey Hendrickson. And as we know, I am a Cincinnati Bengals fan, and Trey Hendrickson was the shining star of our defense, so good luck, I guess. Signing with the enemies, but
The bag has to call.
I don't even want to get into that. But Cincinnati offered that man a contract, is all I'm gonna say.
Was it the same amount of years though?
Because
I feel like one was
I think
like
they
3 and one was
offered. I thought
4.
they offered him like 3 years, and I think the average like per value was gonna be, I want to say like 28 or 29, but I feel like the way the Bengals do contracts, he probably did end up getting more
I think he
money
got
up
4
front
years.
from the Ravens, so I'm not
Mhm.
even mad. But the Bengals also don't really cut players, so I do feel like he still would have gotten all his money. But I mean, the rift was already there. He was injured last season. Yeah. So that was the end of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if the agent said he was on track, I mean, they say he's on track in general with his after the repair of like his knee or whatever. But
Mhm. But it's like you knew he had surgery.
exactly,
Like,
and if
what-
you inquired about him, and then you had him do a physical, and he quote unquote failed it. So it's like, and then you immediately signed him after. So it's like, like you said, it could be a bit of both.
Mhm.
But like at the end of the day, it's always going to be a money thing, a business thing. So
Mhm.
it's never hard feelings. So he came in there and he left the same way. So it's like the Ravens have to, they got to uphold a lot. So I think that, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So
But
I mean, that would have been good for them, but
Mhm.
we'll see how.
I think it's also interesting too, like the effects of it, because like he did go back to a team that had a lot of cap space, but with something, I guess, as big as his contract is, and other teams, like say he was coming from a team that maybe didn't have a lot of cap space, they signed all these free agents, and now you're rescinding a trade.
Right.
So I'm like, it worked out in this case, but it also could have been a little bit more tricky because they signed a lot of players.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
but yeah. What were some of y'all's like favorite moves that y'all's teams made as well?
I'll say we signed Brian Cook. Thank God Geno Stone is off my team. Missed tackles was like a big issue the past like 2.5 seasons. So I do like that move. We signed Boy Mafe from the Seahawks. So I thought that was good. Like, I do think they're probably going to go heavier up on defense just because that was the most pressing need. I know we'll talk about like the NFL draft like later. So
Mhm.
I think that is probably what they're banking on, which I don't like the Bengals banking on the draft because a few weeks ago I went through all of our draft picks through the Joe Burrow era and we can't draft for shit. So we'll see how that goes for us. But
Yeah, we can't either. And that's my whole thing. Like, like that's what we've been struggling with. Like the last time we talked about our teams, like I literally said the same thing about the drafting.
but
like,
y'all went to the
We went to the Super Bowl.
or no,
Look,
the Super Bowl. I don't know why I said
we went to the Super Bowl and lost bad. We got beat by a kicker.
Hey, I went.
The kicker.
Y'all went.
But that hurts
We
to go
didn't
and
make the
we
playoffs.
went. Hey, we went, but that game was so disappointing. But it's like, too, I feel like in this free agency season, we're definitely doing a lot of restructuring. Like we already let go Stephon Diggs. I mean, we already knew that was going to happen. It's too much around him.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to find wide receivers. But previously, we have not had wide receivers that has been aligning with the team. And we have had a young team, but I mean, we inquired who Romeo from Green Bay?
Is that Dobbs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he come from? Romeo, and then we have he's supposed to be the primary target for Drake May, and then I also know like there's rumors about AJ Brown, but we gonna see when June 1st, June 2nd come what actually happens. But I feel like we have struggled in the past when it comes to like recruiting or just drafting raw receivers. Like we let go, and then when we have something, we let it go quickly. Like we've done that with coaches, we've done that with players previously. So it's just like I feel like we're just in a constant rebuilding space in general. Like I don't know, but I feel like
back in place. That's a good question.
I mean, yeah. Like granted, thankfully we have a good quarterback, so we finally have that piece. But now we need someone to catch and run the ball just as good as Drake May can throw it. So I mean, I have faith, but it's just like I don't know what we're doing in the front office when it comes to drafting. But
yeah, well, with my team, speaking about quarterbacks, we still have questions there. So I don't really know what we're doing there, but I guess a few moves that I liked. We got Rico Dowdle, which was the running back from the Carolina Panthers. He had a really good season last year, so I'm excited to see what that's going to be for us. And then we also got a number 2 wide receiver, Michael Pittman from the Colts. So I think that has been the biggest question or area that we definitely needed to improve since George Pickens left. So I definitely think that's a great pickup. So yeah, I'm excited to see.
We gonna see
what we do at quarterback too, but
long season awaits.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. So a lot has happened in the sports world. Expansions for WNBA, NBA are on the horizon. And yeah, as we think about, new cities that are going to come, it also made me think about memories. It also made me think about some albums that reminded us of certain places. Mm-hmm. So what are some nostalgic albums that y'all have or say?
I wrote down a lot, but I mean, I guess I could say 2 of them. Trap Soul by Bryson Tiller was one of mine, and definitely, I'm gonna say Views by Drake, because there was a couple bangers back then that definitely had. I mean, I still got Teenage Fever as my ringtone still. So hey.
Oh, you have a ringtone?
Yeah, I know. Like that. Okay. I do have a ringtone.
I should bring those back though.
But yes, so I'm gonna say those 2. But if I had to drop another one, I would say J. Cole, Forest Hill Drive too as well. But go ahead.
Yeah, I would say Over It by Summer Walker. It just takes me back to like being in college, and during those moments, that album spoke to me. So I would say that's definitely one. You said Views already, but I would say that one. And then Long Live Nut. It's like this YFN Lucci album. It takes me back to like my last couple years of high school. I love Lucci. So yeah, just always rapping the songs with my friends. So yeah.
Damn, mine are old, but it's because it reminds me of childhood, and it's the albums that my parents would play. Mm-hmm. So mine is, I guess, I listen to this album every time I go to the gym. But Thug Motivation 101, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm a big... Look, I am the biggest Jeezy fan ever, and I'll say All Eyes on Me, Tupac. I'm a Tupac stan. And this is random, but I also listen to it every time I go to the gym. Savage Life by Webbie. Listen,
okay.
I always hear about the Midwest loving Webbie. And I didn't know that before, but I was watching something. I was like, wait, that's a fun fact, because I didn't know y'all. What?
You get so much. Like, I was listening to that on the way, like here. Like I don't know. I like music that just has me feeling myself. Like it makes me want to get a bag, and it makes me feel like I am the it girl walking the street. Mm-hmm. So that describes my choice.
I didn't even say what mine brought me back to, but I guess like those, I mean, that's 2016, 2015. So high school, summertime, just, being a teenager, man.
Yeah.
We didn't have
when life was so simple.
Yes. Now we're here talking about life expectancy being 80 years old, and we only 26. But hey.
Well, all right, sounds good. We discussed a lot going on in the world, in the music world, sports world. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Three's a Charm. Make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And stay tuned for the next episode and content. Bye.
Bye, Charms.
Adios.